Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, please allow for me to introduce myself to you. My name is Vanessa Somuayina and I am the proud author of various tarot and oracle decks, also known as the Unicorn Mom and your big sis here on YouTube. You guys, it is wild that we are about to enter the month of August. How did this even happen? And as per usual, I have your monthly horoscopes and predictions prepared for you. So in order to help you figure out precisely what's coming towards you during the month of August, I have prepared two parts for your predictions. For the first part of your August predictions, I will introduce you to three different symbols that you can choose from. So once you've selected one of those three symbols, you can click the corresponding timestamp and you'll be fast forwarded to the first part of your August horoscope. And then once you've received that first part of your reading, you get to scroll down into the description box where I have timestamps for all signs of the zodiac prepared for you. So all you need to do is click your zodiac sign and you'll be fast forwarded to the relevant portion of this video. And if you're a bit of an astrology geek just like me, feel free to tune into your moon, sun, and rising sign. That will make for a super accurate and personalized prediction for your upcoming month. And if you're feeling right at home and comfortable here on my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button in order to never miss another monthly prediction or horoscope of yours. But now enough talking, you guys. Let's get into the video. I will now introduce you to the three different symbols that I have prepared for you, which will make up the first part of your prediction. And once I've introduced you to the three symbols, I will quickly explain to you the exciting celestial events that are taking place during the month of August. And then I will get into all of your individual groups, which you can access using the timestamps. So now we'll get into the symbols and I'll give you a little moment of privacy and then I'll be right back with you. So by now, you've hopefully been able to select one of the three symbols to help guide you through the first portion of your August prediction. And in case you didn't know, when it comes to celestial events, August is a super special month of the year 2023 because during the month of August, we will actually be experiencing two full moons. The first one is taking place on August 1st. That will be a full moon in Aquarius. This full moon is also called sturgeon moon. That is what it's known as by a lot of native tribes because during this time of the year, the sturgeon in the lakes were usually pretty big and a lot easier for them to catch. So therefore, this is called the sturgeon moon. And one piece of information that I want to provide about the sturgeon moon, as we're already speaking of sturgeon and native tribes, that this animal actually used to exist in a very plentiful kind of way, and now it's close to extinction because of overfishing. And if you're familiar with caviar, then you know why. That is because sturgeon is often caught and cut open for its eggs. Sturgeon is caught and poached because of its caviar, and one thing that's really sad about this is that female sturgeon can live up to 150 years old, which most of the time this lifespan is unfortunately cut short due to the aforementioned reasons. So coming back to the topics of the two full moons during the month of August, the first one, which is taking place on the 1st of August, is actually the second of 4 super moons in the year 2023, which means that this full moon will shine brighter and bigger than the full moon usually does. And then the second full moon of the month is also a super moon, and this full moon is taking place on August 30th in the sign of Pisces. This is the last full moon of the summer in 2023, and it is said to bring up a lot of emotions and feelings, not just because it is taking place in the zodiac sign of Pisces, which is known to be a very sensitive, loving, caring sign, but also this is a blue moon. And in case you didn't know, a blue moon is called a blue moon because it happens pretty rarely. Having two separate full moons in one calendar month, ladies and gentlemen, that is the definition of a blue moon. And then the last bit of celestial information that I want to share during the intro is the new moon that's taking place on August 16th in the sign of Leo. And this new moon brings the energy of learning to accept feedback, criticism, and overall learning and taking in for self-improvement. So get your notes app or your notebooks ready during August 16th. So you guys, I hope you learned something new about what's coming towards you during the month of August when it comes to celestial events in this quick overview. But now let's get into it. I will be starting off with the first symbol. So if that is the symbol that you chose, then please continue watching. And to all of my other beautiful symbols and signs of the zodiac, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, symbol one, and welcome to your August 2023 predictions and readings. I've got my decks laid out and my viewfinder over here in case I look over, you know why. So I want to get straight into your reading, or at least the first part of your reading, so we can figure out precisely what's coming towards you during the month of August, so you can be as prepared as possible for this upcoming calendar month. So first up, we've got the best of you as well as rehabilitation. So symbol one, it is very clear that you will be able to channel the best of you through rehabilitation, through napping, resting, as well as getting sufficient amounts of sleep every single night of the month if possible. I know it's not always the case, but try your best, symbol one. Remind yourself also that there are a lot of nap shamers out here, okay? There are a lot of people who just can't stand to see a girl or a boy happily napping. They will make you feel as though you're being lazy, as though you haven't deserved it, or they will remind you of the million things you have to do. That is, you know, I don't like calling everything toxic because I feel like the word toxic is so overused, symbol one. I feel like a lot of you will agree with me, but that is toxic, okay? When it comes to nap shaming, we've got toxicity on our hands, and I just want you to know here that this is something you should try to not allow to affect you or the amount of rest that you're going for during the month of August. Next up, we've got create and progress. So symbol one, within create and progress, know that the month of August brings a lot of creativity to you in the sense of working more on your art forms, whether that be painting, singing, creating music overall. I just want you to know here that when it comes to the month of August, there is definitely a lot of rest and then having more energy that you can funnel into your creative ventures in order to progress in those creative ventures. So this is a prosperous month for you. This is a month of forward movement. Even though you feel like you've had so much time off, it shouldn't even be. Next up, we've got love is in the air. I want you to know here that a lot of romantic love options and possibilities will take place during the month of August for you. I just want to show you the card a little more because it's so beautiful. This is from the Wild Muse Oracle deck, by the way. This is, I think, the third deck that I published. The link to it is below in the description box, and also the link to all of my crystal rings. A lot of them are adjustable. Those are also in the description box, so you can check those out. I ship all of my items worldwide straight from Switzerland, and a lot of them I even hand pack for you guys and sign the little thank you leaflet. So in the Love is in the Air card, know here that the month of August brings a lot of opportunity for you to pick a romantic partner that you're happy with. Love being in the air means mutual love, okay? So it's not a one-sided thing. This definitely screams someone being into you, loving you, cherishing you, and wanting to be around you all the time. Next up, we've got the Seven of Cups, which is reiterating that not only is love in the air, you are the prize, symbol one. You are the person that everyone wants to be with during the month of August. You've got options, okay? And I want you to know here within the Seven of Cups that because you've got options when it comes to who you end up being with, romantically speaking, this just also allows you to lean back, relax, and enjoy any kind of attention that you may get from other people, be it attention through people flirting with you, people trying to get closer clear to you, you get what I'm trying to say, symbol 1. So just enjoy this time of being free and feeling good in your own skin, feeling attractive. Next up, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Now, symbol 1, I want you to know here within the Wheel of Fortune that what we have is a time of good fortune and also a time of things turning themselves around for the better. If you feel like you've been going through a slump or through a lot of anxiety and procrastination, know here that the Wheel of Fortune shows that actually what comes next is a time where this can be turned around and you can tell, okay, things are looking up. There's a lot more hope on the horizon than there used to be. Next up, we have the Hermit. Now, the Hermit shows us that you will be spending a lot of time by yourself, but enjoying this time by yourself, because the Hermit holds this little lamp, if you will. Let me just zoom in on that for you. Here we go. As you can see, this little lamp which illuminates the way, okay, which brings clarity, which brings enlightenment, so to say. So symbol 1, I want you to know that the month of August brings a lot of enlightenment and aha moments when you're spending time by yourself, away from other people, away from any distractions. And you will find that the month of August also leaves you feeling like you know what path you're on and you know precisely what you want to do with your life in these upcoming months. Next up in the 10 of Blades, something is done with you, okay? So you will be done and over with either a friendship, a relationship, a romantic one, which is why you've got so many new suitors, because you're putting yourself out there again, which symbolizes you're really over an ex or a ex situationship. But I want you to know that the 10 of Blades could also mean you are 100% over with a platonic relationship. This can be a friend, an extended family member, just someone you are distancing yourself from mentally, and you just want a fresh beginning. Like you are done with being hurt, you're done with being put down or with being made to feel like you are unlovable or insecure or not good enough, because of course it's our responsibility when it comes to our own insecurities, but we also need to bear in mind here that some people can just egg on insecurities. Some people really do just add fuel to the fire. They add oil into the explosion, and there will be many more explosions if you keep those type of people around before you have fully healed. And you're realizing that, group number 1. You are at a place in your life during the month of August where you no longer want to engage in relationships that are not mutually beneficial or not respectful both ways. So group 1, we are now at an important turning point of your August prediction, because here you get to either go to Patreon if you're part of my Patreon community, and on my Patreon you will find the extended version of this first reading, so you can head on over and finish watching that. And for my beautiful unicorn family here on YouTube, scroll down into the description box or to the top of the comment section, click the timestamp of your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the next portion of your August prediction, where you will receive your personal August horoscope for your sign. So I'll speak to you in a moment. Hello, symbol 2, and welcome to the first part of your August 2023 predictions and readings, which is based on the symbol that you chose during the intro of this video. So I'm going to get straight into it. I've got my decks laid out right here, and we will just be talking like two old squirrel friends and seeing what messages come through for the month of August for you. So let's move into it, symbol 2. How are you all doing today? Really, let me know below in the comment section. I'd love to hear how your day is going, whether it's going amazingly well or, you know, started off a little rocky. All of it is fine, and everything you're going through is completely valid. So let's get into it. First up, we've got gentleness, which ties in beautifully with what we just spoke about. Being honest with yourself about what you're going through and how you're feeling, no matter whether those thoughts and feelings are positive or rather challenging. It's all valid, and it's all important for you to have a space to open up into. So make make sure that you either have another person to confide in or a journal to write things down into if you are the type of person who would rather keep things private, which is sometimes really the best option in many cases, actually. And it still gives you an outlet where you can just put your thoughts to paper and see what parts of you feel connected and which ones may feel a little disconnected. We've got trust your intuition as well as serendipity. So immediately for the month of August, we've got fireworks. Now, if you live in Switzerland like I do, then you know the 1st of August, it's like our national day. Okay, there will be fireworks, but maybe wherever you are, there's some fireworks that are taking place that you will be able to experience, or potentially traveling somewhere and seeing fireworks. It could even be coincidentally. I remember I've been on a few vacations where I was near resorts and there were fireworks for whatever reason. Maybe someone had fireworks set off because they're getting married, engaged. You get the picture. And I want you to know within Trust Your Intuition that the month of August actually brings a very strong connection to your intuition. Let me just make sure you can see this in the viewfinder over here. Okay, so know here within Trust Your Intuition, as well as Endless Serendipity, that trusting your gut feeling will bring you endless goodness, because in case you didn't know, that's what serendipity is symbol to. These are unexpected surprises that are very positive. That's what serendipity means. And within the ship has sailed, understand here that the month of August will also bring some endings in the sense of now it's too late. Okay, so if there's someone who you're speaking to and it's a situationship and you feel as though either there's going to be a commitment or the ship has sailed, know that August will be the telling month. The same goes for applying for a different kind of study you may want to do, an exam, applying for something in general where you're going to be able to get a certification. Know here that August is the last time for you to do it. After that, the ship has sailed and you've missed a deadline. So do this during the month of August. Anything you've been procrastinating that's been on your to-do list where the deadline is coming up, don't miss it. So next up, we've got goal setting for you. Now, symbol 2, within goal setting, I want you to know that writing down your goals is an insanely powerful thing for you to do. And it's actually proven that writing down goals allows you to actually be able to reach them more easily and more frequently than when you don't write down your goals. So make sure that you write your goals down, if possible, every single day. Review them as much as you possibly can, and understand here, symbol 2, that goal setting will be like your secret sauce, your secret recipe to success for the month of August. So don't underestimate these little activities that seem trivial, that seem relatively unimportant, but actually, symbol 2, make all the difference in the world. So next up, we've got the Hanged Man for you. The Hanged Man is symbolic of seeing things from a different perspective. And I want you to understand here within the Hanged Man for the month of August that you will be seeing things from a new perspective that seems completely upside down. So in the past, you may have thought to yourself, for example, that you never want to change anything about your diet, and then moving forward in August, you're like, hey, I want to try vegetarianism or veganism, or maybe I just want to go back to the standard American diet. I mean, we're not here to judge. It's just all about what makes you feel good and what makes you thrive, because we can generalize what's healthy and what isn't, but at the end of the day, we all really need to know for our own bodies, for ourselves, what works best, because sometimes what is pushed in mainstream may have certain ingredients or certain parts that are missing that only you know for yourself, right? Because some of us may need more vitamin B12, more iron, maybe you need more vitamin D, for example. And there are just so many things that are individual to you, and that even though a diet in general may seem healthy, it may actually not be for you because your body may require something completely unique and different. Next up, we have the Queen of Crystals for you. So symbol 2 here within the Queen of Crystals, I want you to understand that the month of August brings passion, it brings enjoyment, and also you feeling the sense of power. Power in your divine femininity is what I meant to say, symbol 2. It can be a tricky word to say, it's a bit of a tongue twister. And in case you haven't seen the documentary series, it's like a 4-part series. It's called Cleopatra on Netflix. I am just watching that right now. That's the energy I'm getting here in the Queen of Crystals. And I keep hearing power. I keep hearing kind of tightening your reins, okay? Keeping things on a short leash, keeping people on a short leash as well, and being independent, okay? So people depending on you, but you remaining independent. And here within the 7 of Crystals, that comes with a lot of kind of challenges, some opposition as well. You will have to fight for this position of power where you maintain freedom, but others depend on you for decision making and for certain important decisions to be made. And I definitely see very bossy kind of energy here for the month of August, and you elevating your status to the point where you are in a position where you've got a lot of responsibility, and that can come with pressure. But I want you to know here within the 8 of Pentacles, symbol 2, that actually the month of August will allow you to hone your skills when it comes to working with people. And by the way, this is the Dark Heart Tarot deck. You can find it linked below in the description box. This is the it's the 5th deck that I've published so far. This is a tarot deck, and also all of my crystal rings. I'll leave them linked below in the description box, you guys. They all ship straight from Switzerland, and any ones that I package, I sign your little thank you leaflet by hand for you. So I want you to know here in the 8 of Pentacles that just honing your skills, getting better at your craft during the month of August is what will give you the competitive edge compared to everybody else in your industry and everyone else who is doing a similar thing like you are doing. So know that while others are maybe putting out work and you are reading and learning and growing, that doesn't mean that you're slowing down. It doesn't mean that they are doing more than you are. You're just preparing to actually win the race. As you've trained yourself, you're a lot faster, quicker, smarter. So rather than just working tirelessly, you will work more effectively. Now, all of my beautiful souls of symbol 2, we are now at the end of this portion of your reading. If you would like the extended version of symbol 2, then join my Patreon. It is on there for you to watch alongside a lot of other pick a card reading videos and similar topics, which are only on Patreon, which are not on YouTube. And also I am reading for a smaller audience. I am interacting with a way smaller audience. So the readings are a lot more personal, a lot more detailed, and I am able to speak without any censorship. So feel free to check that out. But now, if you're watching on YouTube, we will move into the zodiac portion of your reading. So all you need to do is scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the next portion of your reading. So I will catch you either on Patreon or at the click of your zodiac signs prediction. Hello, symbol 3, and welcome to the first part of your August 2023 predictions and horoscopes. I've got my decks laid out beside me in my viewfinder over here. In case I look over, you know precisely why, symbol 3, and we'll get into all of the messages that your guides and spirit has for you for the month of August, so you can be as prepared as possible in order to make this month amazing. I hope you're all doing well, group 3, and that you've been enjoying this video so far. But now, one thing I keep hearing is flowers and anchors. Flowers and anchors. I wonder why. Let's get into it. Time to move on. So with time to move on and the flowers and anchors, think to yourself here that anyone who has been anchoring you into a relationship by sporadically every now and then giving you some attention, giving you some flowers, whether it be a boss that keeps promising you a promotion that never comes, or even someone who you're seeing and they just keep breadcrumbing you, right? They're giving you the bare minimum just so you will stay and not leave, but you're never fully fulfilled. It's time to move on, symbol 3. If this really resonates with you, then you know that this reading was just meant for you for the month of August. Let's move more deeply into it. We've got Becoming Nobody. So in Becoming Nobody, this is a card from my Wild Muse Oracle deck, which, by the way, it's linked below, as well as all of my other decks that I've published. They ship straight from Switzerland, and if you'd like a signed copy, just leave it in the order notes that you would like me to sign your copy, and I will. So know here within Becoming Nobody that when it comes to relationships, sometimes you just have to distance yourself so you can figure out who you truly are, because when you have a certain friend group or circle or people who you hang out with all the time, there is a version of you that shows up when you meet with those people. Like there is a certain version of you when you're around your parents, when you're around a lover, when you're around a coworker, around a friend. It doesn't mean that you're fake, but there are just different versions that are also appropriate for different situations. Obviously, you don't want to behave the way you behave with a very close friend with your boss, right? That makes sense. But sometimes we also need some distance from the learned and known behaviors in order to just figure out, who am I really, aside from all of these different versions and suits and costumes that I'm wearing depending on where I need to show up. Who am I really on the inside? And who do I want to be moving forward? Just to make sure that you don't get anchored into a certain reality and into a certain version of yourself, and then you feel like you can't get out of it and you're stuck and stagnant, right? You've got to get in touch with your body. That's what your guides are trying to say to you for the month of August. Train, work out, eat healthy stuff, preferably a lot of green things. If you can drink green things that don't taste that good but are good for you, you're already winning, symbol 3, okay? But all jokes aside, and in touch with your body, know that in order to be in touch with your body, you actually need to work with your body. You actually need to move it. You actually need to entertain it, actually spend some time with it, really feel into it, and see how it reacts to different things. See how it reacts to you, for example, eating things that are quote unquote healthy or unhealthy, because sometimes we think something isn't good for us, but actually it's not that bad. And sometimes we think a certain thing is really great, but is it though? Like, for example, for me, when it comes to apples, apples generally are healthy, but for me, for some reason, green apples, I don't know what it is about the green on the skin. It closes up my throat. Like I literally, it scratches, it closes up my throat. It gets very tight. I feel like I'm just going to suffocate. So while something may seem healthy, it just may not gel with you and your body for whatever reason. And at any point in time, this is not something I had as a kid. This developed in the last couple of years. Like if you want to end me, give me a green apple. If you want to show me that you care about me, give me a red one. So next up, we've got the King of Crystals. What are you waiting for? Symbol 3. Okay, the King of Crystals is the king of fire signs. Think Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. This is someone who's older than you, who has a really spicy, mature man energy. So they may identify as a male, but they may also just have very masculine energy, is what I'm trying to say. And in the King of Crystals, they know where they're going. They know what they want. What they want is to get closer to you, symbol 3. And I want you to know that you can write a new version of yourself with them. So pick very wisely who you would like to be. Next up, we've got the Strength card for you. So here within Strength, let me just zoom in for you. Know that the month of August brings a lot of inner strength that radiates from the inside out. The Strength card is also symbolic of the fact that you don't need to use brute force in order to control a situation. You are a very intelligent, dynamic, witty, and quick person. You can control situations just through your intelligence, just through your mind, your brain power, and the fact that you can be pretty savvy. You can be pretty street smart, symbol 3. We're definitely not going to deny that. Next up, we've got the 6 of crystals. Now, the 6 of crystals shows that August will be a triumphant month for you. I want you to know here that during the month of August, you will find that there are a lot of things to look forward to, because finally the fruit of your labor is ready for picking, and that also means more funds, symbol 3. And more funds means more experiences, more things that you can purchase that may just overall enhance your experience in life. And that is, after all, what funds are for, aren't they? Next up, we've got Kushiel. So Kushiel is the angel of punishment. And when this angel shows up, know here that karma will be served in August. So if there is some sort of lawsuit, some legal battle that you're in, and you're in the right, know that punishment will be served to the person who is in the wrong, the person who is reaching. And furthermore, another thing about this is also people who have deliberately done you wrong or continue to do you wrong, they will be swept away in August without you needing to lift a finger. Within Phanuel here, we've got the angel of truth. So the truth will be uncovered, and that's also why your angel of punishment is able to just do what they need to do, okay? Because when the truth comes to light, it is going to be undeniable who had pure intentions, who had selfish ones or destructive ones. And those who had destructive or selfish intentions will be removed from the playing field in the month of August, either through some sort of penalty or fine. When it comes to a legal battle, that could be through loss of funds or some sort of penalty when it comes to that. And with interpersonal relationships, being in a situation where the truth is then revealed, that will allow you to properly see here who you would like to continue to keep in your life and with whom you can be without and actually be more triumphant than with them, because after all, the month of August will show you where it's time to move on. So symbol 3, this is the first portion of your prediction that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it so far, but we're going to delve more deeply and into more detail when we are looking into your horoscope portion, which is based on your zodiac sign. So I just want to say, you can now scroll down into the description box or to the top of the comment section, then click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second portion of your August horoscope, which is based on your zodiac sign. And if you're part of my patron fam, this reading will be continued. So symbol 3 has an extended version available for the month of August. So then head on over to my Patreon if you're new and you'd like to join, because I have a lot of patron only readings and content that you can't find on YouTube that are a lot more uncensored, a bit more bold, where I read for a smaller group and you can comment and ask questions. Then head on over to Patreon and join me on there as I upload patron only content multiple times a month, so you know that you'll constantly get fresh exclusive readings that can only be found on there. So symbol 3, this is the prediction that I've received for you. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I can't wait to catch you at the click of your next timestamp. Hello, all of my gorgeous Aries babies, and welcome to your August 2023 predictions and readings. I want to get straight into it so we can figure out precisely what is coming towards you. So there is a card that popped out of the pile. It actually landed on the floor, so let me just go pick it up for you. I literally just got up in order to get this card off the ground for you. Oh, my gorgeous Aries baby. Guess what? We've got the World. In case you didn't know, the World is actually one of the most favorable cards of the tarot. It is also the last card of the major arcana within the tarot, which is a card that speaks of fulfillment, that shows structure coming your way as well, and just overall accomplishment and integration of all areas and aspects of your life that brings everything wonderfully together, allowing for you to create a picture of fulfillment, happiness, and overall the month of August just being an amazing month for you. Okay, that's what we've got in the short form. So this is already a great start to your August prediction. I want to see what else that your guides have available for us to figure out for my beautiful Aries babies for the month of August. So the Ten of Swords showing up in reverse actually shows that you will be moving into a new beginning when it comes to your thought process, when it comes to your feelings, your thinking, the way that you deal with things mentally. I want you to know here in the Ten of Swords reverse that you're also able to, for example, move forward from negative thoughts, from thoughts that keep you feeling small or feeling like you can't accomplish the things that you set your mind out to do. Next up, we've got the King of Coins. So here within the King of Coins reversed, there are some big players during the month of August that may have intimidated you in the past, but not anymore. So think to yourself, for example, in business meetings, overall, just dealing with people professionally who may have intimidated you before because they either have a lot of experience, they're older than you, they're maybe in a position of power, and in the past you may have fallen for some of their little tricks on how they make themselves stronger, how they put themselves in a position of power and of control. But you're kind of seeing through that and you're realizing precisely like what is a bluff and what is actual confidence, what is actually going on. So here within unconscious games, know that during the month of August, you will actually be unraveling and unfolding a lot of unconscious games that were going on for you. And you'll think to yourself, now I finally know why I always felt so uncomfortable at work or in that relationship or with this person. It's because they were playing unconscious games with me. And furthermore, within unconscious games, we also have master number 11, and the master number 11 is a number of opportunity and potential, but also it is a number of taking the initiative to get yourself out of situations that are toxic or unhealthy to you, especially mentally speaking. Next up, we've got hope on the horizon for you. So all of my gorgeous Aries babies, and know that the month of August brings new hope on the horizon for you. It brings this feeling of knowing precisely what you would like to do moving forward and being hopeful about its success. So maybe you've always wanted to, for example, also have a YouTube channel or some sort of outlet for your craft, for your hobbies, for your passions. Maybe you are also an avid tarot reader and lover. Maybe you're into astrology and horoscopes when it comes to learning how to read for others yourself. And I want you to know that you will gain a little bit of traction by putting some content out there during the month of August. Within Upside Down, everything's going to feel very different and new. And in a sense, because everything feels so different, it just gives you a fresh perspective too, because you're no longer seeing things as they were in the past. You're seeing things from a new perspective that just also gives you some breathing room. Next up, we've got every step counts. So my beautiful Aries babies, remind yourself during the month of August that you do have some steps ahead of you where it may seem very daunting if you look at the whole staircase. That could be if there's a big project that needs to be finished. Maybe there is a test that you're taking and you've got so much to study. And I want you to know here within every step counts, we also have a master number 22, which is the master number of the teacher, of someone who brings knowledge. And within every step counts, know that even in the past when there were very big things to conquer and to overcome, you were able to get to that place of success by just taking one little step at a time. And I see here that for the month of August, you're being called to do the same thing. Next up, we've got the Six of Pentacles. So there is growth happening when it comes to your career and anything that has to do with funds, with finances. You're finding the perfect balance between work, between spending and saving, between your personal life, and also everything that you would like to accomplish professionally speaking. So adding on to the World card, this is just overall a pretty prosperous month for you. It's overall a month that allows you to feel as though you're in a situation where you're truly winning and where it's a real turning point. Next up, we have the Hermit for you. So the Hermit is actually symbolic of taking time to retreat, to rest, to regain your strength, and also know within the Hermit that this is a card of enlightenment. As you can see, the Hermit holds this kind of oil lamp with her or with him, whoever they identify as, right? And I want you to know here within the Hermit that we definitely have a representation of you finding enlightenment, finding growth, finding the truth for yourself, and that is one thing that brings you into this balance that you're in during the month of August. We also have the Ace of Wands for you, which shows new beginnings, especially creatively speaking. So a new start, a fresh beginning when it comes to being able to start a craft that you haven't looked into in a very long time, or kind of get back into a hobby that you've been out of tune with for a very long time. And know that the ace, so the number 1, is always symbolic of a new beginning. In numerology, that is the number of starting fresh, of having new opportunity, and of learning to kind of come down from overthinking too much. Next up, we've got Duma, which is your angel of dreams. Now, this angel of dreams, I keep hearing clear skies for the month of August, and I want you to know here within Duma that this is not only a very strong angel, this is also an angel that brings you good dreams, that relieves you from insomnia, that relieves you from difficulties sleeping, falling asleep, and also brings you the necessary tools in order to act in a way that your sleep pattern can improve. Now, that may be listening to calming music, it could be putting some crystals on your chest and your forehead before sleeping. Duma can also bring you just some relaxing potions that you can take before bed, some concoctions that are perfect for you. It can be a specific kind of tea, it can be a specific warm beverage that just makes you feel like you're getting a little hug from the inside and lets you rest in peace, but of course in a way that you'll wake up the next morning, okay? No pun intended. Next up, we've got Raziel. Now, Raziel is the angel of mysteries, and all my Aries babies, the month of August brings some mysteries that will be uncovered and unraveled, as the angel of mysteries is not just an angel that brings you to the point where you feel like, oh my God, life's a huge mystery, but it actually helps you to uncover a lot of things as well during the month of August that you may have been unaware of. And here with the element of earth, I can see that the element of earth brings you grounding, stability, strength in time of chaos. And what will also be unraveled is any mystery you may have had about why you're not as grounded, why you don't feel as stable, why you kind of feel all over the place many times. That's what I see here within earth. So protection is very evident of the fact that there is some strong protective magic for the family and the home that's present for you in August. So if you were worried about that, also if there have been burglaries happening around you or just overall home invasions, know here that you in particular are more protected during the month of August than in the previous months. So of course, still make sure that you take necessary precautions of keeping yourself and your family safe, but also do not be afraid here in protection as well as earth to be very open to enjoying the moment without overthinking, without worrying about what may happen ahead of time. Next up, we have the Six of Cups for you. So the number 6 has showed up already twice for you. We had the Six of Pentacles, now we have the Six of Cups. And by the way, if you're interested in these tarot cards, these are actually my decks that I've published. This here is the Pastel Journey Tarot. This is the Dark Heart Tarot, and this is the Wild Muse Oracle deck. They're all linked below in the description box, and all your decks ship straight from Switzerland. If you would like any of them autographed by me, the author, just leave that in the comment section when you order your decks, and I will make sure to do that. But know here within the Six of Cups, aside from the little signed copy that I will send to you, we also have a lot of gratitude. We also have a lot of you just building on your great traits that you already have. I want you to know that the number 6 in numerology, it is a number of harmony, of cooperation, and of healing. So here within the Two of Blades, making decisions intuitively is the best thing that you can do for yourself during the month of August, as intuitive decisions come from you and not from any kind of external influence or external need for validation. So August definitely kind of brings you the confidence to not be impatient and ask for everyone's insight, but rather to listen to your own personal insight that comes from within. The Page of Blades is actually symbolic of being very strong when it comes to standing up for yourself, as you can see here in the Page of Blades. It shows us that you are able to use your mind to be thoughtful, is what I meant to say, and truthful during the month of August in a very upfront, direct manner that people actually really like, compared to when you're kind of trying to walk on eggshells, if you will. So my gorgeous Aries babies, this is your August horoscope that I've received for you. I hope that you enjoyed adding this on to the first part of your reading, where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to at the start of this video. And I just want you to know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my earthy Taurus babies, and welcome to your August 2023 readings and predictions. I hope that you enjoyed picking the first part of your prediction during the intro of this video, where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I had prepared for you. But now we'll talk all things Taurus, shall we? So Taurus is an earth sign that is said to be very dependable, loyal, grounded, and reliable. But we'll get into it now to figure out precisely what is coming towards you during the month of August. And I keep hearing flowers, I keep hearing bouquets. We've got the 10-90 ratio first up. So I want you to know here that when it comes to the month of August, you will find yourself in a lot of situations where you feel like life really is just 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you choose to react to it. Remind yourself that you've always got a choice. You can always choose to act from a place of love, act from a place that is heart-based, if you will, as all of these little chips are actually little heart symbols. And also, don't be surprised if you receive a gift during the month of August where someone gives you some sort of amulet, a necklace, or just overall something on a chain where you've got a heart hanging off of it, maybe even a crystal heart. Okay, so wearing hearts is another thing that has a very protective energy for you during the month of August. Next up, we've got the day you plant the seed. And I gotta tell you, this is one of my favorite cards from my Wild Muse Oracle deck, which, by the way, all of the decks that I have published are linked below in the description box. If you're looking for unique, super high quality tarot and oracle decks, check those out. And if you'd like yours to be signed by me, just add it in the notes section of your order and I will make sure to do so for you. So within the day you plant the seed, my gorgeous Taurus baby, remind yourself that that is not the day where you will be able to reap the rewards or to harvest the fruit, right? Usually the day you plant the seed is the day you water, it's the day you fertilize, and there will be many more days where you've got to do that. And I want you to know here that things also need to grow down before they grow up. Just like a seed first needs to grab roots before it can grow upwards, the same goes for a lot of the ventures that you've put your time and energy into. You will not see the gratification immediately. It is about delayed gratification. You won't see immediately how everything pays off that you either put into a relationship or a business venture, but remind yourself that first things need to take root and need to solidify themselves before they can grow up and eventually bear fruit. Next up, within a time to move on, there is definitely going to be a moment during the month of August where you also know what seeds or what fruit that you planted to abandon because it's either not the right season or it wasn't the right reason. And now let me explain to you. If it wasn't the right season, I'd say that's pretty self-explanatory. You maybe just didn't start it at the right time. Maybe you didn't put enough energy into it. You didn't water it enough. So it's a time to move on, plant a fresh seed, and go on with a different approach. So you will be fruitful and successful. But sometimes if the reason wasn't right, you will also find that they don't grow. The seeds just stay where they are. Nothing happens, okay? Because, for example, if you are obsessed with thinking of creating YouTube videos, of publishing them, or the thought of being a content creator in general, that should come from a place where you want to create content and you want to put out things for other people to enjoy and to find value in. However, if your thoughts or the intention isn't pure, then you will find that most likely you will not be able to garner the traction as well as the necessary push in order to make it a full-time thing. And I just used the example of content creation, but of course this goes for anything, whether that be a 9 to 5, whether that be an entrepreneurial venture. Your heart really needs to be into it and in it. Otherwise, it may just be the right time for you to move on from a venture that you were in for other reasons and start doing something that you really love, and you'll be more successful than you ever thought in your wildest dreams. Next up, we've got against nature. So there's something going on here in August. Natural disaster is one thing that I keep hearing, something that has to do with either flooding or just vegetation being extremely damaged. Against nature just also shows a lot of crimes against nature from humanity that are being made clear to you, where there's a light that's being shined on it. So it could be you watching a documentary, like if you haven't seen Cowspiracy or Seaspiracy, I so recommend that you watch those documentaries. They will show you a completely different viewpoint and angle when it comes to humanity and how we are using the planet for our own benefit, which in the end is going to be probably our demise, but that's another topic for another day. I want you to know here within the Blue Temple that while there are wild things going on, especially when it comes to nature, especially when it comes to the environment, you've got your Blue Temple, you've got your safe space, you've got your place to come to where you can just rest, find refuge, as well as safety. That could be your home, it can be a romantic relationship, it could also, for example, just be something you really love doing. Like for me, I really love creating videos and these readings for you guys. This is like my safe space. So even when I'm going through the wildest, most challenging time, I just love to create videos because it gives me that refuge. It gives me a place of safety. Next up, we've got the 9 of Blades and the 3 of Pentacles. Be very mindful and watchful of any kind of contracts that you may sign if you have a weird feeling about it during the month of August. The 9 of Blades is indicative of overthinking, some insomnia, or even nightmares. And here in correspondence to the 3 of Pentacles, there are dealings professionally with other people, which is why you've got to be careful because you're never 100% sure what someone else's intentions may be, whether it's friends, family. There are often situations in which people kind of present themselves as wanting the best for everyone, but when it comes to the actions, they show otherwise. And here within the 8 of Blades, know that there will be this feeling where you're not quite sure what to do or what decision to take. However, the number 8 in numerology, it is a number of mastery, accomplishment, and action. So don't be fooled by the 8 of Blades seeming as though you're in a situation of powerlessness, because you never are, all of my Taurus babies, but you have to kind of take the blindfold off and start to slowly untangle yourself from feeling afraid to take necessary actions, to either have a lawyer or another professional look over some paperwork, to either ask the uncomfortable questions that show that you are being very watchful about everyone around you. But Remind yourself here that if someone gets very heated, very unhappy with you asking details about something, then that is often an indication that something isn't right. Because if they had nothing to hide, they would happily share with you. Next up, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Now, as you can see here in the Nine of Pentacles, things are fruitful and plentiful, even though you are going through a time of having to be very smart when it comes to your career and your business undertakings. But the Nine of Pentacles also shows here in correlation to this crow that there will be a little bit taken away from you, but you're most likely not going to notice that. I apologize, my gorgeous Taurus babies. I'm a little clumsy today, but definitely know here that you can also protect yourself from these crows. You can swat them away. You can easily scare them off. And this may be symbolic of, that friend that always forgets their wallet, or just that person that you just can't count on when it comes to actually paying you back, showing you actions that they want to support you in return. So remind yourself here that when you're a giver, you have to learn to stop takers from taking, because often they don't have boundaries and they don't know when to stop themselves. Next up, we've got the Hermit in reverse, which when this card shows up reverse, it is actually a card that shows that it's time to go out and socialize and have a good time, go to some parties, some get-togethers, some barbecues. You get the idea, my gorgeous Taurus baby. And just overall, let your hair down, let loose more than you usually would. The month of August is a month in which you are being called to not overthink. If you're able to dance freely in public, that's when you know you're really free, like your soul is really liberated. Next up, within the Strength card reversed, I do see that the month of August requires like a recuperation of your soul and your internal landscape. That is why you're probably being pushed to go out and have fun and socialize. That is most likely also why you are receiving this message, that it's enough time of being in hermit mode or in this mode of being very much an introvert. Now it's time to get out and strengthen yourself again, because when you're too much just in your own world and in your own introversion, it can strip away some of your strength. Trust me, being someone who is a YouTuber who just works with social media and I don't really go out very much, you know that I'm telling you the truth, my gorgeous Taurus babies. Sometimes there can be a little too much of just being at home or in your own bubble. And sometimes it's important to get out there into the real world and remind yourself of what it's like, not because you maybe want to reside there forever, but just because you want to know that you still got the strength to stand up to the real world when you have to every now and then, when life brings you some sort of challenges or opportunities that you can only take if you're strengthened, right? It could be an opportunity when it comes to your career. It could be, for example, a fight about an inheritance. I mean, there's so many different times when life throws realness at you, and we want you to be prepared. So my gorgeous Taurus babies, this is the reading that I received for you. Don't forget, all my crystal rings as well as my tarot and oracle decks are linked below in the description box, where you can find them, where you can check them out. And overall, I just like to thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me. I'm sending you so much love and unlimited hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my gorgeous Gemini babies, and welcome to your August 2023 horoscope portion of this video. I hope that you enjoyed picking the first part of your reading, where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to at the start of this video. But now we will talk all things Gemini. Okay, so this deck is already very, very talkative. By the way, this is the Pastel Journey Tarot deck. This is the second deck I ever published. I'm almost sold out of it, so if you want to grab your copy of the Pastel Journey Tarot, don't say I didn't tell you so. The link is below in the description box. I don't know if it's coming back or not, but for now I still have just a few copies left, and they do ship worldwide. So let's get into it, my gorgeous Geminis. First up, we've got the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles shows a balance between work as well as your personal life, and finding a way in order for that not to be so strenuous during the month of August. Okay, so balancing out those different parts of your life and of your existence with ease. That's what I see here within the Two of Pentacles. Next up, we've got the Five of Swords. I want you to be aware of the fact that yes, the month of August will come with some competition to make your life like this. And what that means is that there may be some competition to get certain time slots at your work, a certain kind of schedule and itinerary when it comes to your studies and the hours where you study. And just overall, you will have to speak up for what you want in order to make your life easier and not allow for others to make a schedule for you that maybe in the end doesn't even really work out for you, or just makes you overall feel like more out of control or out of whack. So let me just put your crystal a little higher up here. By the way, this is a rose quartz crystal, which is a crystal of love and friendship as well as care. So let's move further into your reading. We've got the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is indicative of someone who has fire sign energy, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, and they are most likely older and more mature than you. They are someone who has had a great deal of experience in their life so far, and they're interested in getting to know you a little more during the month of August, my gorgeous Geminis. So look out for this, especially if you identify as single or in a situationship. This may actually be the time for you to get your boyfriend out of the way and find your husband, or for you to get your girlfriend out of the way and find your wife. So I want you to know here that that saying does really have validity. I know it sounds funny, but let's be real, there is some truth to it. Next up, we've got the Three of Wands, which shows working together and having the same creative interests as this King of Wands person, and that's probably also where you're going to meet them. Numerologically speaking, the number 3 is a number of expression, growth, as well as groups, and overall a number of working hand in hand with another individual. I've got the Chariot for you next. So riding a bike is one thing that we have depicted here for the month of August for my gorgeous Geminis, but also know that the Chariot is actually symbolic of forward movement. The Chariot in the tarot is a card that is representative of you taking strides forward pretty quickly. So don't be surprised if a lot of things change during the month of August. Okay, if there's a lot of change when it comes to your personal life, your professional life, overall just structural changes also in the relationships that are within your life. And I want you to know here that it's all part of your personal journey. So you may ask yourself why these things are happening, why the King of Wands is coming into your life, why you're having to fight in order to create this balance for yourself between overworking as well as having enough time for the things that you love, being there for others, but also being there for yourself. It is all a huge journey. It's all a big kind of learning game, if you will, my gorgeous Gemini babies. And I want you to know it is really super important that on this journey you remind yourself that even the challenging experiences and the challenging moments will teach you things that will allow you to become way stronger than the average person who has not experienced this. Despite the fact that, of course, nobody likes to deal with trauma and hurt and pain, know here within multiple streams that in order to have the confidence to do multiple different things and to be successful at multiple different things, you may just need to go through your own fair share of trauma in order to build and callous your heart, to armor up your heart, and to kind of just overall create strength within you. Next up, we've got upside down. So here with an upside down, be aware of the fact that the month of August brings a different viewpoint for you on life and the experiences that you're going through. So upside down is also connected to the number 29, which is a prime number. So it's different from a natural number. And I want you to know here within upside down that this is a message of seeing things from a different perspective to benefit you. So that is not to excuse bad behavior from others. That is not to excuse trauma that really was very unfair to have been put on you, but it's just to show you that with all of this heaviness can also come lightness, can also come a fighter, someone who can stand up for themselves, someone who can set boundaries with a new romantic partner or a new business partner, someone who isn't afraid when things are moving very quickly. Next up, we've got Crucial. So Crucial is the angel of punishment, and you're being called to stay far away from trying to play God, trying to engage in any kind of punishments, okay? Because that is not for you to do, my gorgeous Geminis. Don't waste your time doing that. In the end, you will most likely just feel worse. It will not actually bring you true internal happiness. And in the end, you will probably just find that it was a waste of time and that you harmed yourself more than if you would have stayed away and just allowed for karma to do its thing. Next up, we've got Malkuth. So Malkuth is the angel of the ground and the kingdom. This is the angel that isn't afraid to destroy bridges if necessary, if those mean that toxic communication stays alive. No, Malkuth is not going to leave that be. I also want you to know here that this is also the angel of bringing together different kingdoms in order to create common grounds that can be fertile for things to grow on. Think to yourself, for example, a company that you work at merging or working together with another company to just become bigger, better, and stronger. Think to yourself, joint interests between you and a friend or a romantic partner, putting those interests together and your talents together so you can create something very beautiful and fruitful that can maybe even be a business venture where you can go into a new field that you were maybe a bit nervous to try out at the beginning by yourself, but now you've got the confidence, and now you've also got some other individuals with common ground who can support you and with whom you can work together with. So my gorgeous souls who belong to the sign of Gemini, I would like to thank you for being here and for joining me in this divine time and space. Know that I'm sending you so much love. Don't forget to check out my decks, my Patreon, and my crystal rings. They're all linked below in the description box. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous fellow Cancerians, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your August prediction, which means your August horoscope, which is based on your zodiac sign. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of this reading where you got to listen to some channeled messages from the 3 symbols you could pick from during the intro of this video. But now I will just allow for the divine to communicate with us about what Cancer is going through during the month of August. Let's see what my fellow crab brothers and sisters can expect. First up, we've got the best case scenario. Wow. So the month of August, just very straight up, is going to be a favorable month. It's going to be a month where your best case scenario will come true. We also have the master number 33 here for you. And in case you didn't know, in numerology, the number 3 is the number of expression, groups, and growth. So if you continuously see the number 33 or angel number 333, know that this is just a continued reiteration about the fact that this is your month. It is a highly favorable one. You will have the best case scenario outcomes. And furthermore, I also want you to understand that with the month of August, you will find that when you check the clock, when you look at license plates, just the number 3 will stand out more than usual. Next up, we've got unconscious games. So it will also become very clear to you if there has been some manipulation or some unconscious games that have been going on in your life. Furthermore, we also have the master number 11, which is attached to the unconscious games card. So we've had 2 master numbers show up for you right at the beginning of this reading. chances that that will happen coincidentally, very low, my gorgeous Cancerians. So know here that this is definitely meant to be, and it is a direct message from Spirit to you. Now, the number 11 is a master number. This is a number of initiation, and this is a number that shows that there is opportunity and potential to uncover, to unravel, and to take the lead where in the past you felt like you didn't have the upper hand. That could be in relationships or when it comes to your work life, just overall kind of finding that things are changing rapidly when it comes to the power dynamic. Next up, we've got in touch with your body. Now this card actually connects to the number 6, which is a number of harmony, of family, of healing, of cooperation. I want you to know here that when it comes to your life during the month of August, there is a lot of this feeling of needing to get in touch with your body for specific reasons. So in order to have the best case scenario when it comes to how you feel, of course, you have to start asking yourself, how do the things make you feel that you're putting into your body, whether those be things you're eating, drinking, inhaling, maybe even that you're kind of taking in differently. Okay, if there is any kind of substance, is there any other way you can, yeah, but I'm not allowed to mention those on YouTube, but you get the gist, my gorgeous souls. So being in touch with your body is important in order for you to reach your highest potential. So I'll continue on with the Pastel Journey Tarot, which, by the way, if you haven't added this gorgeous deck to your collection yet, this is the time, because honestly, I barely have any of these left. This is the deck that I published. This was my second ever deck. It is very LGBTQ friendly. It is just a gorgeous pastel deck that is amazing for beginners. And I'll leave that linked below in the description box. You guys, don't say I didn't tell you so. You got so mad the last time this Pastel Journey deck sold out. I don't want that to happen again and you not get your copy. So don't say I didn't say so. Next up, we've got the Two of Swords. So this card is indicative of the fact that decisions during the month of August have to be made intuitively. You won't be able to see what's next. You won't be able to know what to do from anyone else but yourself. And the same goes when it comes to your body. Yes, there may be health professionals that can give you some tips or that can tell you what to do roughly in order to really get to a place where you are in tune and in touch with your body and things are going well. But ultimately, you have to make the decision of what you know truly is best and feels best, not what is good in theory. A lot of people are theorists, but you need to actually take real practical action. Next up, we've got the Six of Swords. So the number 6 again. The number 6 showing up twice for you definitely shows here that there is this change. Okay, let me just explain, because this will be hard to understand unless I do. So as we've got here the Six of Swords, I want you to know that the Suit of Swords is a representative of your thoughts and what goes on for you mentally. This is a suit of things that have not yet transpired into reality, and the Six of Swords, therefore, is the 6 of the mental realm. So harmony, creating healing of your mental space. As in numerology, as already mentioned, the number 6 shows that you are on your boat from one place of maybe agony, overthinking, anxiety, and just overall not being in the best shape ever, moving into a space where that is a thing of the past, where that's something that you're leaving behind because you can just tell it's not for you. It's not doing anything for you. Next up, we have the Two of Cups. Now, within the Two of Cups, in case you didn't know, this card is symbolic of romantic love solidifying itself and finding you. So the month of August is a month in which love is rampant, it is existent, and it is here, just getting along so well with another person where you feel like they're your soulmate, they really get you, and they are your person. That's what I can see here within the Two of Cups for you, my gorgeous Cancerians. I want to move further into your reading so we can figure out more of what's going on during the month of August for you. So we've got Ramiel, but Ramiel showed up in reverse, which is your angel of visions. So your angel of visions showing up in reversed again, it is a nod to the Two of Swords. As you can see, we have this blindfold, right? Your angel of visions showing up reverse again means bad vision. So bad vision doesn't mean bad decisions. It doesn't mean anything negative. As we already figured out, August is going to be a splendid month for you. But one thing about blurred vision or lack of vision is that you will have to make decisions intuitively, is that you will have to listen to your heart and your gut rather than wait to see. That is what's being reiterated here. Next up, we've got Solchlaf. So here within Solchlaf, I want you to know that this angel of verdancy shows togetherness. It shows that it is important you take care of your environment and that you take care of those who have taken care of you, and remind yourself that sometimes you also have to put in effort and work even though you know you're never going to see anything back. So what I mean by that is, for example, taking care of the environment, trying the best that you can to be as sustainable as possible. And yeah, you may not see the benefits of this in your lifetime, but potentially your kids or your grandkids will. Potentially those who come way after you, your descendants, will think to themselves, wow, like my great-grandmother or my great-grandfather really did something so we could be here and still experience certain species, a certain amount of greenery on planet Earth, and a certain amount of nature that is still there without everything just being turned to dust, right? So here we've got the Six of Blades, which is essentially the exact same card as the Six of Swords, just from two different decks. This is the Pastel Journey, this is the Dark Heart Tarot, which are both linked below. If you want any of these as signed copies, just leave that within your order notes and I will sign your copy for you. But know here within the Six of Blades and the Six of Swords that your guides really are just screaming of a huge change of how you see things, of how you view the world, of overall mentally how you feel about relationships and what you want out of this aspect of your life and your existence. So they're huge changes, but they're beneficial ones, as you can see, because you're thriving and seeing relationships maybe not necessarily as a place where you go to take, but a place where you go to give, just allows you to overall be more at ease and at peace with the fact that, yeah, this is where you go to give, and there is no guarantee of what you will be able to pull out or receive in return, but that's not even what it's about. I see here within the Seven of Cups that you've got a lot of different options during the month of August, not just romantically speaking, but also on a platonic level, who you want to hang out with, be friends with, what kind of relationships you want to choose to be engaged in, and also kind of uncovering some snakes, some kings and queens, some people who are invaluable, some people who are softer than you thought, some people who are a little bit more crooky than you thought, and also here some people who have more going for them than they ever showed or made clear, right? And people who are very humble, and just seeing everybody as a beautiful individual who has something to offer. That is just giving you this Queen of Cups energy. And the Queen of Cups is basically the Queen of Water signs, which is so fitting for my gorgeous Cancerians. So being in this divine feminine energy of just knowing yourself, your worth, understanding that one person's worth, value, or talents will never take away from you, and also one person's bad behavior or lack of empathy will also never take away from your endless compassion and lack of empathy. So I definitely see here within the Queen of Cups that this is a huge kind of upgrade from where you were before, where you felt like you were not quite a kid, not quite a grown-up, not quite where you want to be spiritually, but also not quite at the beginning. But August is going to kind of solidify that next step up into a place of confidence and truly understanding who you are and what you want out of your existence. So the Tower shows that there will be some building to do. So something will come to an end, something will face destruction, and it's most likely going to be a building that needs to be rebuilt. So renovations happening around you, quite literally speaking. It could actually affect you in a sense that now you have to explore a new place, physically speaking, geographically speaking. And I want you to know here within the Tower that when this happens, it actually gives you the choice as well as to whether you want to see this as a threat or something that annoys you, or whether it actually allows you to explore a new place, especially if geographically speaking, you will find that there are a lot of new builds, a lot of new things going on around you. That maybe also means a lot of new job opportunities and new areas that you can explore and make use of, and new friends you can make because there are people moving into the community. And you will find here in the Tower, it can seem like a very scary card, but in order for there to be any new beginning, any new building, any new creation, something needs to come to an end, right? Something needs to give. So my gorgeous fellow Cancerians, this is the reading that I've received for you. I hope that you found it insightful and that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to let me know below in the comment section by leaving, let's say, a little umbrella emoji below. That way you'll let me and others know that you were here. Furthermore, I already told you so don't forget to check out my decks, especially the Pastel Journey Tarot, which is almost sold out, and I don't want any of you to complain, to ask me where it is, when it's restocking. I don't know yet, so grab your copy when you can. And yeah, my gorgeous Cancerians, I love you all so much. I'm sending you unlimited hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Leo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your August 2023 predictions, which is now based on your zodiac sign. I hope that you enjoyed picking part one, which was based on the symbol that you chose during the intro of this video. But now we'll talk all things Leo and figure out precisely what's coming towards you during the month of August. So I keep hearing flames and fire. That may be because you are a fire sign, but there may also be a deeper meaning when it comes to this. So within the perfect moments in Stormy, I want you to know that when it comes to what your guides are trying to tell you about the month of August, it is to put out the fire. We have a lot of water here, as you can see, and having fire be something that continuously is happening around you means that at some point it needs to be put out. At some point it needs to be cooled off. So if as a Leo baby you consider yourself someone who is very passionate, very fiery, temperamental, as well as spontaneous, it might be time to just enjoy perfect moments of clarity, of serenity, away from feeling like there's always a lot going on and there's always the next adventure to engage in. Of course, it's great to be adventurous, but also know that sometimes you need to rest. Know that sometimes being in a situation where things are stormy, it is good for the storm to come, to have its rain pour over you and kind of cool you off and calm you down to the point where all of the flame, all of the ignition can just come to a complete halt, and you can find yourself in a state where then you can rekindle the fire, but in a controlled manner, because that's one thing that a lot of fire signs struggle with, to cool off and calm down. Next up, we've got Tell It Like It Is. So my gorgeous Leo babies, you are known as a very confident sign who is generous and warm-hearted. And within Tell It Like It Is, know here that during the month of August, you are being called to just be honest of what's going on with you internally, especially if you feel as though you're always the scapegoat or the black sheep in the family. It's kind of time to address that because we've had enough of it. And this is just one thing that I just need to say. So I am a Cancerian, okay? I am not a Leo at all, but I gotta say, I really love all of the Leos that have ever been in my life. And you guys don't get enough credit for really how big of hearts that you guys have. People always say Leos are over the top and everything like that, but I feel as though people who say that are actually quite surely a little bit jealous about the fact that Leo is more confident than other signs, more outgoing, and just so fun and lively. Within co-relation, I know that the month of August brings a lot of entanglement of different areas of your life. So the best thing for you to know and to do is to try to stay calm, okay? Your love life is going to get entangled with your private life. Then your private life is going to get entangled with your work life. You'll have to stay longer after hours. It's going to affect that. Then that's going to affect your love life. It's going to affect your health. It's going to overall be a test of speaking up for yourself in order to make your own schedule and make sure that it's healthy, but also understanding that sometimes in certain instances, it is unavoidable for things to kind of intertwine. And the real kind of flex, if you will, is being able to stem that, to balance that, to be flexible in those times of a need to be flexible when life is all over the place and everything is just flowing into one another and it's hard to compartmentalize. Next up within the moon, know that your divine feminine is really being portrayed in a sense of your sensitivity coming out, of being very interconnected with the moon. And furthermore, my gorgeous Leo babies, if you're interested in my crystal rings, today I'm wearing almost exclusively amethyst. As you can see, I've got raw amethyst crystals, cut ones, polished ones, all types. Also, I have a lot of fully adjustable rings. They're linked below in the description box. They all ship from Switzerland, straight from my brand's HQ. And if you're ordering a tarot or oracle deck that I have authored, leave a little note if you want it to be signed by me, and I'll make sure to do so for you. But coming back to the moon, Luna, for the month of August, there will be 2 super moons during the month of August. So the 1st of August is going to be the first full moon in Aquarius, and then we've got another full moon at the end of August, which is called a blue moon because it's very rare that there are 2 full moons in one calendar month. And this is also precisely why you are feeling your feels more than usual. That is precisely why it's very important for you to temper yourself and not get too aggravated or too worked up, and to lighten the load of things as much as you can. Okay, within Speak It Up, just being very outspoken about how many projects you can take on and how many you just will not. That is an important factor for August. Furthermore, within lightening, you will want to ensure that you also just don't even take life too seriously, because it's not worth it. It will just make everything more challenging whenever you hit a bump in the road. And I just want you to know here that the month of August will bring opportunity for you to either see this as a month with perfect moments of relaxation, of not doing anything, of not being overwhelmed, and of personal growth, or of feeling like something is out of whack, because it's going to be a pretty quiet month for you, but that's good. Okay, use that time to recover. Don't use that time to feel like something is off, because here within the tower, know that one thing in the tower is that when there is a fresh beginning, so after a destructive time like we had here within Stormy, so something ending, it could be a work schedule that is absolutely not working for you. It could be a situationship or a interpersonal relationship where you just know you've got to tell it like it is and come back to a place where you're without them so you can actually enjoy perfect moments again. Know that after a time of kind of going apart, of destruction of a certain connection, then you can rebuild. Then you can actually find yourself in a place of peace, and know that either a relationship is building you up or it's creating more trauma. And here within the 3 of Crystals, August will make it very evident which relationships you're moving forth with and which ones you're leaving in the past. You're leaving as a thing of your past. So my gorgeous little Leo babies, I want you to understand here that this will be a very interesting month for you. And I hope that you can appreciate my honesty about the fact that there will be rebuilding. There will be some endings that are good for you, though, because in the end, you'll have more time on your hands for the things you've always wanted to do. Again, we've got the moon. Now, the moons are affecting you crazy much during the month of August. So don't even think you're going completely crazy if you start to hear or see things, if you start to develop your clairvoyant or clairaudient sense, because the moon does bring out psychic ability and it allows for you to connect to your divine feminine, which is receptive. Okay, masculinity is putting out, is taking action, is going for it, whereas femininity is about receiving, about nurturing, and also daydreaming. So you're doing a lot of receiving and nurturing during the month of August. And the Fool, which is actually the first card of the major arcana within the tarot, shows freedom, happiness, and just like a happy-go-lucky vibe where you are listening to your intuition. Why I say intuition is because your canine companion is the embodiment of your natural instinct and intuition. And I definitely want you to understand here within the Fool that this newfound freedom in August, more time, more emotional space, more love to give to yourself and those closest to you, just overall adds to this lightening, to the fact that life isn't so challenging when you simply allow yourself to take some steps back and to sometimes also say it is what it is and be fine with that. So all of my gorgeous Leo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know below in the comment section by leaving a sun emoji below since you are ruled by the sun. Know that I'm sending you so much love and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my gorgeous Virgo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your August 2023 predictions, which is based on your zodiac sign. I hope that you enjoyed picking part one, which I introduced you to during the intro of this video. I had 3 symbols, and you could pick one of those to receive part one of your reading. But now we'll talk all things Virgo. And furthermore, if you'd like to read my blog, my spiritual blog, as well as check out my tarot and oracle cards and decks that I've published, the link to all of these is below, including this gorgeous deck. For example, this is the Dark Heart Tarot, with which we will be getting into your reading immediately. So let's talk about it, my gorgeous Virgo babies. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So the month of August brings a nice rhythm into your life. So you're moving forward, but not so quickly that things feel out of control. You are making progress when it comes to your professional life and when it comes to securing the bag. So there's really nothing for you to complain about in the month of August. I see here in the Page of Pentacles that what you will actually find is a very solution-oriented you that's showing up, a solution-oriented you in the sense of not overspending, not over purchasing in general, having some sound financial advice being given to you, and executing on these positive behaviors that you have either learned through reading or through listening to someone who you know has done some good things when it comes to their career and has come before you, so is older than you. I see here in the Eight of Crystals that you are very goal-focused and goal-oriented. And that is precisely where you're going. If right now you're feeling kind of lost or down or all over the place, my gorgeous Virgo baby, know that August brings discipline and it brings focus for you. The Eight of Crystals shows us here that there is just one way, one direction that you're moving towards, and that is towards everything you've ever wanted. You're just going for it. Now, the Page of Blades is an interesting card to show up for you right now because the Page of Blades is indicative of the fact that you're having a lot of new ideas, business ideas, as well as ways in which you're moving forward when it comes to your career. So you're trying out new things. You're also not afraid to be a novice or a beginner, which is very important in order to make progress professionally speaking, because if you show up kind of feeling or acting as though you already know everything, it will be difficult for you to not only garner respect, but as mentioned, make any progress with anyone. I see in the King of Crystals that we've got the King of the element of fire here for you, which is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This person is of importance in your life. They may be a fatherly figure or, you know, just have this kind of zaddy energy, if you will. And I want you to know that the King of Crystals is also someone who will show you the way, okay, who will show you precisely how to deal with things, whether it's some legal troubles that you may be having, maybe you are kind of dealing with a work situation where you're being treated unfairly and you want to know how to diplomatically diffuse a situation. Trust me, those who came before you are a great source of not just inspiration, but also insight on what's best for you to do. Next up, we've got your tribe, your vibe, as well as unconscious games. So know here within the unconscious games that when it comes to your career and the moves to take next, ask yourself as well if there are some unconscious games that were played with you, either at an earlier point or right now. And don't be afraid to ask your tribe what they think of the situation. Don't be afraid to bring your friends and family into the mix. Ask them for their opinion when it comes to signing a contract, when it comes to an opportunity, a business opportunity where you feel like you just want a little different perspective of how they may feel about it, what they may do in this situation. And I also want you to know that there are just a lot of people present in your life in August. So there will be a lot of meetings, a lot of meeting new people. We had the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the King of Crystals, the Page of Blades. We just have a lot of different personalities coming in and out of your life during the month of August. And I see here within Create and Progress that you are meant to create with a lot of these people. So either join forces on a business venture, maybe creating something such as a vision or goal board, creating music with one another. Just know here within Create and Progress that a huge factor during the month of August is being around like-minded people, and that is allowing for you to feel really held, really supported, and as though you have found your tribe and your vibe. Next up, we've got mortification. So my gorgeous souls who belong to the sign of Virgo, mortification just shows us here that the month of August reminds you not just of your mortality, but also of the fact that there's nothing to be afraid of in this lifetime, because as deep, sinister, and dark as it sounds, and I hope you can appreciate my honesty, the one thing about life is that none of us are going to make it out alive. I know it sounds very scary and it is a bit shocking to think of, but I just want you to know here that in a way that can also take away fear from you. That can also remind you that we're all in the same boat. There's nothing to fear. There's everything to gain and to enjoy, and to remind yourself that time is limited. Next up, we've got the glass, which is kind of like a looking glass. And I keep hearing sunsets, romantic sunsets. So you will be enjoying a lot of those during the month of August, which speaks well for your romantic life, right? If you're able to enjoy romantic sunsets with another individual, that is great. That shows that not only do you have time, but you also have people to share blissful moments with who are close to you and around you during the month of August. Next up, we've got Duma reverse, which is the angel of dreams. So your dreams are going to be giving you some interesting insight during the month of August. Actually, you're going to dream a little more slowly than usual. They're going to be very slow paced. The card showed up reversed, so there will be some delays in the messages delivered to you through your dreams, and they will be slow paced in the sense of you will ask yourself what is even happening in the dreams, because it just seems like no action is really taken place. Like you just exist in the dream, right? Like, for example, you're just floating on a cloud and it's just about your existence. It's not even, doesn't seem like there is a real message behind it. But I want you to know here within Tiferet, which is the angel of the heart, that what you're being nudged towards during the month of August is to know that your existence is enough. You don't need to prove your worth or your value. The fact that you're even here is something to feel grateful for, something to remind yourself that you can enjoy in itself. You don't always have to be working or doing something in order to be deserving of praise, of love, of adoration, or of care. You deserve that regardless, my gorgeous Virgo babies. So we are now nearing the end of your reading, and I really hope that you found this insightful and uplifting and healing. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss another one of these readings. And of course, feel free to leave a little red heart emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are here and that you belong to the zodiac sign of Virgo. So my gorgeous Virgo babies, know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my gorgeous Libra babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your August 2023 predictions, which is based on your zodiac sign or your moon or rising sign. Maybe that's why you're here watching the Libra reading, but I assume most of you are a Libra in your sun sign, which means just your basic zodiac sign. So my gorgeous Libras, let's get into the reading so we can figure out precisely what's coming towards you during the month of August. Something is just telling me fluffy companions, dogs, puppies. First up, we've got the Ace of Wands as well as the Hermit. So I want you to know here that when it comes to spending time in August, figuring out precisely what you want for your life, don't be afraid to hang out around animals, whether those are your own pets or a pet that you are just taking care of from a friend or a family member. Know here that that will give you some newfound inspiration as well as a feeling of support and love. Whereas in the Hermit, I see that you need time away from other people, but that does not disqualify four-legged friends or even scaly friends. You guys know I own a snake, or shall I say I am allowed to live my life with a snake in my life. And I can see here within the Hermit and the Ace of Wands that August is really a time for you to step away a little bit from gossip, people, and toxicity, and really just find who you are again. Next up, we've got the Six of Wands. So here within the Six of Wands, I want you to understand that August brings a lot of triumph. It brings a lot of this feeling of victory, because the more you plan, the more you're also able to execute. The Six of Wands shows us here that planning is not only your forte, but it's a must during the month of August, because you know that when you write down goals and you actually plan with a schedule, things happen. Whether that means meeting a friend, whether that means certain work tasks, if you are a freelancer or you've got your own business, such as I do, or you're a content creator, you know how important it is for you to take time away from the world just to plan and set out your goals. Next up, we have the Magician. Now, the Magician shows us that the month of August actually not only brings a new beginning, as the number 1 in numerology is a number of new beginnings and opportunity and potential, but also the Magician is a card of action, of your conscious awareness, and of your superpowers becoming clearer to you. So we had the Magician as well as the Ace of Wands, both correspond to the number 1. So don't be surprised if you see the number 1 show up pretty frequently during the month of August in the form of an angel number, even in the form of of 111. When that happens, it is your sign to take action. Okay, the Magician encourages you to lean into your divine masculine energy, which is the energy of taking action, and don't be afraid of repercussions. You will deal with those later. I know, all of my gorgeous Libras, I'm kind of giving you a free pass to do some wild, crazy, potentially even stupid things, but you know, I'm just the messenger here. You are being called to take action regardless of whether there will be consequences, because know here within the Hermit that sometimes you have to take action even if there will be consequences that won't be easy. Like, for example, if someone very close to you is in a dire situation, like a life or death situation, and you are able to help them out, but there will be the consequences of, for example, if there is a situation that's like a life or death situation and you have to sacrifice something in order to help that person that's in that situation, yes, there may be consequences such as loss of a lot of your time or even funds, or even the certainty whether you have your job or not. Like, think to yourself, if someone calls you or asks for help and it is a very important thing for you to do because it is really a life or death, and you don't know whether your job will still be there because you just have to leave it without even saying a word. Well, you know, here within the Hermit, which has showed up twice, is to follow your heart and your intuition, and whatever path is illuminated before you, if you know in your heart that that is just a risk you need to take and maybe a price you need to pay to do the right thing, then it is what it is, my gorgeous Libra babies. Know here within the Nine of Pentacles that ultimately making the right choice and doing the right thing, even when no one's looking, is going to serve you so profoundly. You are going to find that you will be brought a lot of rewards in a sense that you know this is not just a coincidence. This is actually coming from actions that you took prior to. That's what I see here in the Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, we've got two cards that want to speak. We've got the Hanged Man as well as the Eight of Pentacles next for you. So know here within the Hanged Man that it's about perspective. Yes, you may have to risk something today in order to secure a promising future for yourself. And here within the Eight of Pentacles, one of the things that you will have to give up during the month of August is just kind of playing around and procrastinating. The Eight of Pentacles shows that the things you've been putting off and the stuff you've been procrastinating, like, it's finally time for you to deal with them, for you to get to them. There will be no more excuses. But in the Hanged Man, I also see that you may even read some articles or books about procrastination, which will then inspire you to quit the procrastination and actually do something that will help you to get the things done that you need to. Furthermore, we are using all decks that I have created and published, and they all come with guidebooks. And if you're ordering a copy right now and you would like it signed, I'm offering this for a limited time only. Just leave it in your order note and I will hand sign your copy. The links to all of my decks as well as my crystal rings are below in the description box. They're all from my amazing brand Bow Life, which I have built from the ground up and I am so proud of. So let's move further into it. We've got your emotional baggage showing up. Gee, my gorgeous Libra babies, we've got an ex coming back. We've got someone who was previously interested in you or who caused trauma to you previously, trying to sneak back into your life, trying to reappear, trying to bring some more baggage. But, you know, you decide whether they're allowed to be anywhere in or around your life, and just ask yourself why they left or you left them in the first place. Remind yourself of that and then set the boundary. Next up, we've got Stormy. So my beautiful Libra babies, within Stormy, I want you to understand that the month of August will bring some very stormy, crazy weather. So it will bring some showers, some thunderstorms, maybe even like natural disasters that have to do with flooding and water and big waves. And it may sometimes feel as though you're kind of chained to the media, chained to the TV or news outlets to figure out what's going on, how to handle the situation. and how to best move forward. You may even end up traveling to go see someone just to make sure that they're okay, or to help support them rebuilding because something got damaged in this person's home. So there is definitely a lot going on for you during the month of August. Then we've got the Tree of Life. Now, the Tree of Life is all about true wisdom and making good choices in life. The Tree of Life allows you to find wisdom also in your ancestors and those who came before you, and to not be afraid to ask them questions. My souls of the zodiac sign of Libra, trust me, they're more enthusiastic to share than you know or than you thought. Next up, we've got Abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky changes. My gorgeous Libra babies, know here that the month of August is a prosperous month. It is a month of good fortune for you. Lucky chances in the sense of a lot of times you may have thought to yourself that you have to be very lucky or very fortunate to have certain opportunities show up for you. But it's just kind of happening day after day during the month of August. Okay, you've got this job interview, this offer on the table to complete a project. You've got this lover who wants you and you actually want them back. You've got a lot of parties to attend, a lot of gatherings, get-togethers. It's just overall a pretty good month for you, even though you're keeping to yourself a lot and you're working on your own skills and your own career. That is by choice. That's not because you don't have anything else to do, and that's like the best feeling. So enjoy it, my gorgeous Libra babies. So don't forget, as mentioned, you can find my decks linked below in the description box. They all ship worldwide. And my beautiful Libra babies, we're at the end of your reading. So don't forget to leave a star emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received your August horoscope, and that you feel prepped for the upcoming calendar month. Furthermore, don't forget to subscribe if you found this space insightful, healing, and safe, and that way you will never miss another monthly prediction. So my gorgeous Libra babies, thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to your August 2023 horoscope portion of your prediction. So I hope that you enjoyed picking from the 3 symbols that I had prepared for you at the start of this video. But now let's talk all things Scorpio, shall we? So let's get into it. First up, your guides have that you will be prioritizing self-reflection during the month of August. My beautiful Scorpio babies, I want you to know that being a very intense water sign as you are comes with this kind of blue melancholic aura that often surrounds you. So it is an aura of mystery, but also of this no BS kind of energy that you just exude. So some people may have even told you before that you have a resting bee face or complained about it, but remind yourself you don't owe anyone a smile. Next up, we've got 0 F's given. This is precisely the kind of attitude that you are not only supposed to embody, but you're also going to be embodying, because as a Scorpio, you are known as someone who is magnetic, powerful, intense, and who isn't afraid to persevere, especially if someone makes you feel as though they're pushing you in a certain direction. When you have your own agenda or your own beliefs, you are not going to allow for anyone to push you towards any kind of side that you don't belong to. Next up, we've got the 10-90 ratio. Now, what this card from the Wild Muse Oracle means is that 10% of life is what happens to you, and it's really 90% of how you react to it. And I want you to understand here that when it comes to the 10-90 ratio, you've got options. You don't have to allow for either someone else's bad mood or negativity to affect you. Remind yourself here that you place value and meaning on words as well. So if someone continues to use language that you find very unsupportive, something that I really like to do, and I've used many times, like if someone says like a curse word or just overall something that I really don't appreciate, as a word or as a sentence, I rephrase it in my mind to mean something completely different, or to just every time this person expresses it, just remind myself like they are coming from a place of insecurity or lack of knowing how to express proper emotion. And overall, this just allows you to take away the power from anything that usually would trigger you. Next up, within the Nine of Wands, know that August is a month of rest, especially physically speaking. As we have here some pill symbols, I gotta ask you, my gorgeous Scorpios, have you been taking your vitamins? Have you got enough minerals in your body to stay healthy, to thrive? Make sure that you get that blood test done that you know is long overdue, and that you take all of the supplements that would aid your health greatly, okay? It is important that you focus on this aspect of your life, as here within the moon, you already intuitively know where you've been slacking or lacking, where you've been falling off. So don't allow for excuses to get the better of you during the month of August. Just do it. One thing that I do is I put out my supplements on the kitchen counter, which allows for me to have the likelihood be minimized of forgetting to take them, because anyways, while you're drinking, eating, you're most likely kind of in or around the kitchen area, so that can already push you to engage in some healthier habits. Next up, we've got the Three of Pentacles. Now, in numerology, in case you didn't know, the number 3 is a number of expression and growing with other people. This is a number of socializing, of group settings, and of working together with others. This is a number of cooperation. So I want you to know, my gorgeous Scorpio baby, that the month of August will require you to cooperate with others. The month of August will be a month in which you will learn precisely what to do in order to grow as a group. And here within the Eight of Pentacles, this all comes from a place of you learning better leadership skills and qualities. So you may quite literally be listening to podcasts or reading books about how to be a better leader, be more decisive. So think the self-help sector of YouTube, podcasting, and reading. And I want you to know here in the Eight of Pentacles that that is precisely the right thing to do for the month of August, for you to be as prosperous as possible and as successful as you can be. Next up, we have the Two of Pentacles for you. Now, this shows some balance between your work and personal life, and that it is important for you to not just find a balance per se, but also to remind yourself that, yeah, sometimes things can be strenuous, things can be a little challenging, a little uneasy in the Two of Pentacles when you've got a lot of things going on. As I see here in the Ace of Pentacles, that there is a new job opportunity, just overall something new that you're doing when it comes to your career, and that will take up a lot of your time and your energy, which is something that you haven't been used to the last couple months, to juggle so many different projects at once. But you've got what it takes, my gorgeous Scorpio baby. Don't feel as though your plate is ever overloaded. You are always given as much as you can chew and digest, even if it sometimes doesn't feel that way. The Temperance card is a card that asks for patience from you, for you to know that everything that comes towards you in August is actually going to take a shift for the absolute better and will bring you clarity in the end, even if during the month of August there are some things going on where you're not quite sure why they're happening to you at this particular time in your life. But it will all be clear as day once you've allowed for some patience and for some time to pass by. Next up, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So the month of August has this slow, quick, slow, quick, slow, quick kind of energy, where some things happen very rapidly, and then again you need to balance that out by, in your personal life, really slowing down. Temperance is all about tempering yourself as well, with substances, with alcoholic beverages, with going out, partying, and just overall doing things that are not the healthiest for your mind, body, and soul. So know that because you are so extremely challenged at work, it is important that you find balance in your personal life. Next up, we have the Knight of Coins. So here within the Knight of Coins reverse, we've got someone coming towards you who has strong earth sign energy. This is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. They're a very loyal, grounded, and practical individual. The Knight of Coins in reverse shows us that they're just overall a person who wants to have fun. They are in it in order to just enjoy their time with you. So if you want true commitment, know that the Knight of Coins during the month of August is not it. So don't let them play you. There's a reason why we're here, my gorgeous Scorpios, and I hope you can appreciate this honesty and this heads up in order to avoid investing your time and love and care into a situation where you really need to kind of set boundaries and sort out what you want and what this person wants before you let them be too crazy close to you. So my gorgeous Scorpio babies, this is the prediction and the horoscope that I received for you. I hope that you've enjoyed it and found it insightful. You can find my decks linked below in the description box. They all ship straight from Switzerland to your doorstep, and if you would like any of your copies hand signed by me, the author, then just leave that in the order note and I will do that. Know that this is only for a limited time. I usually am not able to sign any of your copies, but now I am offering it just for a short amount of time since I've been getting a lot of DMs and emails about this. So make sure that you do it while it lasts. So my beautiful Scorpio babies, thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Sagittarius babies, and welcome to the horoscope portion of your August predictions. I hope that you've enjoyed the first part of your reading where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to during the intro of this video. But now let's move straight into it. Let's figure out everything that is based on your sign, which is all about Sagittarius. So let's see what August brings you. One thing that I keep hearing is flowers and birds. So first up, we've got beauty sleep, and there we go. We've got flowers, we've got roses. Don't be surprised if flowers have some sort of meaning of significance within your life during the month of August. So receiving flowers or buying yourself flowers for your home, putting them somewhere where you can see them and just relaxing in your space, taking a nap, getting some beauty sleep. And we also have this cute little teddy bear and fairy here, which shows that overall getting enough sleep is also important for your sleep hygiene, in the sense of not having nightmares and not feeling as though you are constantly anxious while sleeping because you already know you're not going to get enough of it. Next up, we've got every step counts. So know that August does come with kind of this staircase of things you want to accomplish, a huge to-do list, and it may seem endless. It may seem like you're never going to get to the top, or like there are just so many steps until you get there, which is why it's important every now and then to remind yourself how much every single step counts and matters and means, and to just take one step at a time rather than feeling overwhelmed. Know here within every step counts, we've also got master number 22, which is in numerology the number of balance, the number of partnerships and working together. So understand here that a great way for you to do better when it comes to overall your work, your relationships, your personal life, is to work with others who are maybe more experts in the fields where you are a novice, where you are a beginner. So never be afraid to consult with someone who is a professional in their field, whether that be something with work, like if you're trying to do email campaigns, it may be good to consult with someone who does so professionally. If you're having trouble sleeping, try to consult with someone who specializes in that, a health practitioner. And overall, know that when you do that, you kind of step through a lot of challenges you would have had to overcome by yourself. You forego them, if you will, you avoid them and get straight to the part where things are just solution oriented for you. So let's move further into your reading, shall we? We've got emotional baggage next. So the month of August is definitely going to bring up certain things from the past that you may have thought you already left in the past a long time ago. Don't be surprised if an ex comes back during the month of August, because one thing that we've got in connectivity to beauty sleep is potentially dreaming about them or thinking about them, and then all of a sudden they actually show up. You either cross paths in person, or they text or DM you and just kind of play it cool and just kind of like try to speak to you as though nothing has ever happened. Meanwhile, you know, you're asking yourself why they're coming back now when things could have been good, they didn't want them to be great, and now they're full of regrets. Next up, we've got the peacock's tail as well as gold. So my gorgeous souls of the sign of Sagittarius, know here within gold that you're not giving yourself enough credit for all the things you're so great at. Know here within gold, your skills are worth their weight in gold, and you need to stand up for that. You need to remind yourself that that really is the reality, and the peacock's tail is just a display of how many people envy some of the skills that you have, that you've learned over the years. Even just, for example, speaking multiple languages, or having learned a lot of little skill sets that others missed out on because they were either out partying, gossiping, just doing things that maybe were not as productive as you, especially if you're more of a loner, more of the artsy type, more of an introvert. Then you would have had a lot of time to pursue different hobbies that others could only dream of, if you will, at a later point when they realize that they spent the majority of their life doing things that didn't really contribute to more happiness. Within darkening, I want you to know that the month of August definitely comes with a darker vibe overall. So it could be that autumn is slowly starting where you live, or just overall the sun goes down earlier than it has these past couple months. So you see it darkening in nature. There is also darkening when it comes to how you feel about humanity. And I know this sounds a little dark, no pun intended. It does sound a little heavy, but I hope you can appreciate this, my beautiful Sagittarius babies, that we are just speaking very openly like two old squirrel friends about what you're going through and how you're feeling and how to best heal and deal. Next up, we have the Hermit. So know here within the Hermit that the month of August brings a time of relaxation where you take time away from the world. That means being by yourself as often as you possibly can, and also going through a phase of enlightenment. That's what the Hermit stands for. As you can see, the Hermit holds this lamp which illuminates the way and the truth and where to go next. And I want you to understand here that when it comes to indecision and not knowing where to go next, sometimes the best thing for you to do is to take some moments to meditate, to sit in meditation and allow for the clarity to come to you. Next up, we've got the King of Cups for you. Now, in the King of Cups, my gorgeous Sagittarius babies, we've got a older water sign in your life during the month of August. This could be a Scorpio, Cancerian, or a Pisces. They are physically older than you. They are more mature. They have experienced some more things within their lifetime, and they are interested in you. They are interested in getting to know you better and in overall just understanding you on a level on which no one has really understood you up until this point. So this is a romantic interest with someone who is very mysterious, dark, and also physically may look a little different than the people you've usually dated. Next up, we've got the Three of Wands. Now, within the Three of Wands, I want you to understand that when it comes to any passion projects or anything that you put your heart and soul into, consider bringing other people into the mix as well. Okay, so I mean, creating some sort of team. If you've got a side hustle, go on upworks.com. There's so many talented people, and no, this is not sponsored. I've just had very good experiences with Upworks up until this point. And know here within the Three of Wands that a great part of the month of August is you not only being in a place where you're creative, but also exchanging and sharing with other creatives what you have been doing. Next up, in the Ace of Cups, this is the month of a new beginning of a relationship. This, as mentioned, can be a romantic one with the King of Cups, but it may also be a platonic one with a new friend that you're meant to have in your life. So my gorgeous Sagittarius babies, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and found it insightful. Don't be shy, leave a little bubble tea emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received your August horoscope, and that you're a Sagittarius baby. And furthermore, you can find my decks also linked below in the description box. And if you'd like your copy signed, just leave it in your order details when you place the order. And for the next couple days, I'd say, I will be signing any decks that you order that you ask me to sign, because I just thought to myself, why not do this for those of you in the unicorn family who would like a hand-signed, very unique deck in your collection. Of course, all of the decks come with guidebooks, so even if you're a beginner, you can easily pull a card every day or pull multiple cards and figure out precisely what they mean. And I also have different spreads that I've written about in all of the guidebooks, so it gives you an idea of how to cleanse your cards, how to use them, different spreads, the meanings of all of the individual cards. So really, when you purchase a deck that I've created, you are able to use it whether you know anything about tarot and oracle cards or nothing. It doesn't matter. So my beautiful Sagittarius babies, thank you so much for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Cappy babies, and welcome to your August 2023 readings and predictions. This is the horoscope portion of this video where everything is based on the sign of Capricorn. So if that is what you identify as, you're at the right spot. So let's get into it. I also hope that you enjoyed the first part of this reading where you got to pick from the different symbols that I had prepared for you at the start of this video. But now we'll talk all things Zodiac. So in time to move on, know that for all my gorgeous Capricorns, the month of August is a month of moving on to some big happy changes, as we can see right here. The dove is a symbol of peace. As you can see, we have a very happy, grateful expression. So moving on from something that no longer serves you. And I see here within the 1090 ratio that this is something that made you feel like you had no personal power and you were at the mercy of someone else, or just a situation that made life challenging for you. The 1090 ratio basically states that 10% of life is what happens to you and 90% is how you react to it. And this is actually a card that I came up with for my Wild Muse Oracle deck as I was reading a lot of self-help books, and I realized, hey, life really is 90% what you make of it. And one thing that I see for my Cappy babies is that you're using this philosophy and you're just not giving an F, to be very blunt and upfront with you about how anyone feels about it, because guess what? You have prioritized reflection. You have figured out who you are, where you're going, what you want out of life, that no matter what anyone were to say to you, it doesn't shake you, it doesn't faze you, it doesn't make you feel as though any unloving or critical words actually have anything to do with whom you truly are, because you know yourself, you know who you are in all of the greatness, all the flaws, all the things that make you you. And as a Capricorn, it can sometimes be difficult to find like-minded people because because not only are you ruled by Saturn, which is the planet of structure as well as limits, so you know how to set limits with people who just overall may struggle to respect boundaries. But furthermore, I also want you to know that as a Capricorn, you are very ambitious, and a lot of people find that to be almost like a threat. But let's move further into your reading. This, by the way, is the Pastel Journey Tarot. I only have very few copies left of this deck. It is very LGBTQ plus friendly. This also is inspired by kawaii Japanese anime depictions, and it's just overall such a unique deck. I don't know if I'm going to reprint it. This was the second edition. I don't know if we'll do a third edition or not, so don't say I didn't tell you so, because last time it was sold out. You guys were hounding me. You were going wild. You wanted this deck so badly, so don't say I didn't let you know that it's almost sold out. And it's basically the last chance to grab a copy of this deck, as well as some of the other decks that I've got on my site. They're all linked below in the description box. Oh, and if you want yours signed, just leave that in your order note and I will personally sign it for you. So next up, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Here within the Knight of Pentacles, I want you to be aware of the fact that the month of August does bring you a little bit of a slower pace where you can focus on some bigger goals and planning precisely how to get there rather than feeling stressed out. As you can see here, the Knight of Pentacles is busy, is moving forward, is taking the necessary action, but the Knight of Pentacles isn't too impressed by what's happening because you still have just so much energy and potential that's not all going to get used up in August, which is actually a really great thing. As I can see here in the Four of Wands, that leaves way more time for relationship building and for you to just create an environment that is supportive with friends, family, and a lover. So the Four of Wands, in case you didn't know, corresponds to a meaning of a strong, stable foundation, as the number 4 in numerology is the number of stable foundations and grounds. Next up, within the Two of Swords, the month of August brings you a need to be intuitive, to not wait to see an outcome before you make up your mind about whether you want to choose route A or B. Know that route A or B doesn't matter. You can't first go down the path and see which one is best and then make your decision. You have to make it ahead of time. Once you've gone down a path, there's no coming back. And the Two of Swords is all about deciding with your intuition as well as your natural instinct about precisely what path you want to go down and precisely with whom you would like to embark on this journey as well. So that's what we've got in the Two of Swords. Next up, we've got the Two of Pentacles. So the number 2 is a significant one for you during the month of August. Let me tell you that. The number 2 in numerology is a number of partnership, of balance, of duality, of seeing different perspectives. And do know here in the Two of Pentacles that you will have some work to do after hours, after working hours. There will be this kind of slight fluctuation from work things into your personal life and vice versa. But it's okay, because sometimes when work and personal things get blurred, it just gives you a different perspective on what you may want to change, or where you're actually kind of okay with the fact that your work and your personal life can align with one another and be on the same page. Next up, we've got the Knight of Crystals. So the Knight of Crystals shows that there is some competition on the horizon in August. So competition at your workplace that is trying to outwork you and get to that promotion, or just overall that next tier by kind of just staying longer, working harder than you. But the thing is, like, they need to learn to work smarter. It doesn't matter how much you work if you're not doing the right kind of work to get you to your goal, right? Because there are so many people who work endless hours, who work so hard, but at the end of the month they still aren't able to cover basic bills, and it's definitely not for lack of hard work. Sometimes it's for lack of strategy, but also sometimes it's absolutely not even your fault, and that's okay for you to see and be honest with yourself about too. Next, we have the Six of Blades. So there is a transformation in August of going from where you are right now mentally speaking to a place where you first always reflect on how you can do things better before you even say anything. You first reflect on what would happen if you were in that person's shoes rather than just acting on things. Okay, so if you're, for example, in a heated discussion with another person, rather than immediately saying how you feel or what your opinion is, you are taking time to ask yourself, okay, what if I was in this person's shoes? What if I were them? How would I react? Would it be the same? Could I contain myself, or would I have the same opinion as they have? And so overall, this brings you very closer to your fellow humans. As we can see here in the Queen of Cups, you have this very nurturing, mothering type of energy about you during the month of August. And the Queen of Cups is definitely representative of the fact that with this nurturing, motherly energy also comes a time to move on from anyone who tries to block that or doesn't appreciate it. In connectivity to big changes, there will be a pregnancy announcement around you, okay, in your life, very close to you, and connected to the Four of Wands. That is a joyful time because this is something that a person close to you has wanted or has turned out to be very excited about, even if they first had mixed feelings. So we're looking forward to you celebrating that, my beautiful Capricorn babies. We are at the end of your prediction, or shall I say part 2 of your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget you can find all of my tarot and oracle decks that I've authored below in the description box, as well as my Patreon. And don't forget to subscribe to never miss another monthly prediction, because you guys know I always upload these videos at the end of every calendar month, so you can be as prepared as possible for the upcoming cycle of your life, the upcoming 30 days. So my beautiful Cappy babies, thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my gorgeous Aquarius babies, and welcome to the horoscope portion of your 2023 prediction. I hope that you enjoyed picking from the 3 symbols I had prepared for you during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Aquarius, shall we? So one thing that I keep hearing is flowers and hearts for you. So let's see what sort of divine intervention and messages that we have for you for the upcoming month of the year. So let's see what's coming your way. One thing I keep hearing is just flowers, celestial events overall, a very nature driven month, if you will. And overall, we've got connecting with nature as well as there's always a way. So I want you to know that even if you live in a big city, in a concrete jungle, there's always a way for you to connect with nature. And you doing so allows you to not only ground yourself, but also find and rediscover parts of you that you may have thought you've lost. If you've always been great when it comes to drawing, writing, poetry, but you kind of fizzled out of that hobby in the last couple months or years, know that connecting with nature will bring you back into finding your way towards creativity and finding your way towards being the artist and the creative of your dreams. Furthermore, within There's Always a Way, if you're at a crossroads about something, it could be love, it could be your career, remind yourself that it is just a temporary thing. If there's one thing that's promised, then that's that nothing ever lasts forever in this lifetime. So remind yourself that just as much as sometimes roadblocks seem like they're the end of the world, they will not be there for eternity. Next up, we've got Be Open to Receiving, and I hope that you like the inclusivity in my Wild Muse Oracle deck. If you do, it's linked below in the description box. It ships worldwide, and if you'd like me to sign your copy, just leave leave a little note in your order note that that's what you would want, as well as if there's a personalized message you want me to write in there, you can leave that in the order note as well, and I will make sure to do so. So with be open to receiving, we have flower petals. We spoke about how nature is important. We've got roses and flower petals for you. So receiving some sort of floral gift, something that has to do with a flower. It could also be a ring, necklace, or earrings that are flower shaped. Do know here that receiving this gift is important, not because you are in a position where you're the recipient, but also for the person who's giving. It's very important that you accept and that you show that you appreciate this, because often the best feeling for someone who's giving you something is to see the reaction on your face and is to see you being open to receiving. So don't say no to it. Furthermore, in murky waters, know that the month of August does bring some unexpected surprises, but it's nothing that you can't deal with, and these unexpected surprises might actually be really great fun ones too. Let's figure out what you've got in the murky waters during the month of August, shall we? So first up, we've got the Death card as well as the Tower. So this is a very explosive combination. Something that you absolutely did not expect to come to an end will come to an end. Don't feel as though this is a scary card whatsoever. It could be, for example, that a business is just going to go belly up. It can be that, for example, you're starting completely fresh in a interpersonal relationship, and this is not a bad thing whatsoever. Know that with every ending comes a new beginning, but August will just bring a huge surprise. But I see this on a very big scale level in a way that it doesn't affect you so deeply. So meaning seeing on the news how it's just one catastrophe after the next, and it doesn't like affect you super directly, but nevertheless you think to yourself, how are people ever going to build this back up, or what is going to happen once it's rebuilt, and how long is it going to take? Next up, we've got the 10 of Swords. So the month of August is a month of moving on from how you used to feel about the world and your co-inhabitants, okay, your co-zodiac signs, so to say. I do see here a lot of openness and a willingness to just see things from a new, fresh perspective. The 10 of Swords also shows us that when it comes to your thought process, you know that time's up for some old-fashioned beliefs and values. So now is your moment to move on, being a little more contemporary and forward thinking, if you will. The 7 of Cups is representative of a lot of different options that you have, emotionally speaking. Who you want to be with romantically, who you want to share with. I see in the 7 of Cups as well as the 10 of Swords that when it comes to your life during the month of August, having choices is good as long as it's not too overwhelming. And it may be a little overwhelming for you to pick the best people to be around, because there are just so many great options that are present for you. But don't sweat it, and just know here that time will tell who is a real one and who isn't. People will come and go. Some will disappoint you. Some will positively surprise you. But don't judge immediately. And also remind yourself when you're in a difficult situation with someone that, after all, being in a challenging situation means that you probably put a lot of effort and trust into the relationship for a long time, so there must have been something good in there as well. Try to not forget that during the month of August. Next up, we've got Remph, which is the Angel of Time. Now, the Angel of Time reverse shows that time is going to stand still and basically stop for you. Nothing is going to move too quickly during the month of August, which is maybe good, especially if you have been needing a reset and some recuperation or even a vacation. So understand that your Angel of Time brings a very slow burning month of August. And next up, we've got Yesod, which is the angel of the root and connection. But Yesod did show up in reversed, so understand that anything that used to be firmly rooted can be easily uprooted now. So maybe you were firmly within this contract that you have to stay in the home you live in, or you have to be in this business that you're in right now. But then during the month of August, you actually find that you can uproot and do something completely different if you want to. And it will be like that without any consequences, without feeling as though it is the wrong decision or a decision that's going to hurt you in the long term. It's just overall a month in which your connection is very strong to your intuition, and overall you'll know the right time to butt out of a situation that isn't healthy. So my gorgeous, gorgeous Aquarius babies, thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me. Don't forget to leave a little snake emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are here and that you are an Aquarius baby. And furthermore, don't forget that my decks and crystal rings are all linked below in the description box as well, so feel free to check those out as you're down there. So know that I'm sending you so much love and unlimited hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Pisces babies, and welcome to your August 2023 horoscope portion of your prediction, where we'll talk all things Pisces. I hope that you enjoyed picking from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to at the start of this video. But now let's move straight into your August 2023 horoscope. And I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're doing well. And I can't wait for us to connect you to the divine, to be as prepared as possible for the upcoming calendar month. So let's see what we've got from Spirit. One thing that I keep getting is nature, is greenery, something leafy, something fuzzy. Let's get into it. So we've got healthy boundaries as well as goal setting for you. I want you to know here within healthy boundaries that it is important for you to create boundaries not only with other people but also with fuzzy, furry companions. So if you've got a pet or even someone in your life who is completely disrupting your schedule, who is taking up a lot of your time, it's important that you create healthy boundaries and that you remind yourself, especially with a pet such as a dog, that they are meant to enhance your life, not make it more difficult and not make your world smaller. The same also goes for friends, family, and romantic partners, because here within goal setting, I see that you've got some huge goals, not just for the month of August, but just for the next couple years in general. And in order to be able to reach those, Spirit wants you to know that it's important that you set healthy boundaries and you keep those up. There are just certain lines that shouldn't be crossed. However, there will always be people who will either try it or who maybe don't know that that is where your line is. And that's when you have to communicate and then give a chance and an opportunity to see if they cross it again. If they do, then you know that they're maybe not the person for you. If they don't, then you understand that they themselves could comprehend that that is where the line is and that it is not to be crossed. Then you know you've got someone who respects you on your hands. Next up, we've got prioritizing reflection. The month of August brings you not only looking in the mirror a lot because you're maybe changing something physically, but you're prioritizing reflection on an internal level. So prioritizing reflection over who you've become and who you still want to be, as well as how you're going to get there. We also have a little tiara here on prioritize reflection and some angel wings. This is just to remind yourself that being a queen or a king is your birthright, and in many instances you have been an angel to other people who have asked you for help, who have been in a situation of need, and it's okay for you to sometimes recognize that and give yourself credit where credit is due. Furthermore, there will be a lot of action that's taken during the month of August. Taking action is a very phallic card, which means a masculine card, because the thing about masculine energy is that it acts, is that it does things, it goes for things. And I want you to know here that the month of August brings out a little bit of a quote-unquote harder side of you. Now, that's not to mean that you can't be in your divine feminine energy. It's just to show that sometimes that energy needs to be put aside so you can just focus on business. So you can just focus on what's important at the moment, what needs to be dealt with, even if that means that you have to be a little harsher or a little more cutthroat. Let's now move further into your reading with the Pastel Journey Tarot. I mean, just look at these gorgeous holographic cards. This is the second deck I ever published, and I'm almost out of these cards. I'll leave them linked below in the description box. Don't say I didn't tell you so, because last time these were sold out and you guys had to wait for the reprint. I got threats. I got legit threats, my gorgeous Pisces babies. And I don't know if I'll reprint this at all anymore or just replace it with a different publication. We'll see. So if you want this deck in particular, which is very LGBTQ plus friendly, it comes with a guidebook with a lot of different spreads and information on how to cleanse your cards, etc., then know that now's the time to go for it. So first up here with the Pastel Journey Tarot, we've got the Ace of Wands, which shows us that there is this new phallic masculine energy beginning that you're very excited about, though, because you just know precisely that a lot of challenges are going to end when you just tackle things in a more meaningful way and in a quote-unquote tougher way. I see that you may have been pushed around a lot in the past, which is why you're creating these boundaries and you're prioritizing reflection, because that was the old you, and now we've got a new version of you. The Queen of Wands shows us that you have emancipated, almost like going from maiden to boss to just overall Empress. And the Queen of Wands shows us here that there's nothing you're so worried about or afraid of when it comes to upsetting others, when it comes to doing the things that you know need to be done, even if that is at the expense of certain people not liking you anymore. The Eight of Wands shows just how driven you are during the month of August. So anything on your to-do list will be ticked off. Anything that needs to be completed for a big project, you're on it, and you're just someone who's amazing to work with during the month of August because you're on top of your game, you're on the ball, you are rested, refreshed. Maybe you were able to get some good rest, a good vacation, and it just shows. And when that shows, nothing can stop you. You truly do become unstoppable, my gorgeous Pisces babies. Next up, we've got conjunction. So the conjunction shows us here that for eternity, there will always be one side or the other. We'll always have the dark side, the light side. We'll always have a duality in life where we've got masculinity, femininity, we've got day and night. We just have so many polar opposites where balance is important in the face of duality, and also understanding partnership, that a lot of these things can go together and do belong together when we allow them to exist in coherence and in harmony with one another. Here within antimony, I want you to understand that what comes during the month of August is also a time of having to go through some experiences by yourself, not in a sense of feeling lonely or abandoned, but more in a sense of understanding, okay, like this is my time. This is for me to step up for myself, and also to kind of just fall off the face of the earth for certain people and then come back like a phoenix rising from the ashes, especially if you know you've got some evil eye individuals in your life, or you know you've got some people who are kind of jealous of you. This is the solution to it. You just go away, do your thing, come out when you're as strong as and as successful as you want to be, and people will just overall not only be even more upset, but they'll just wish even more that they were closer to you. Next up, we've got Netza. So Netza is your angel of the right leg, which is representative of your endurance. And I want you to know here that Netza just shows that the month of August will test you in many different ways, where you will have to show that you can endure, that you can be strong, and that you can take challenges, trials, and tribulations when they show up. And not that this month is going to be the absolute easiest month of the year, and I hope that you appreciate my honesty every month here, my gorgeous Pisces babies, because Often readers just kind of say what people want to hear in these YouTube readings, but I want you to know that with challenges or with tests of your endurance comes an understanding and a reflection from you where you think to yourself, well, if I could survive that at a point in life where I thought I couldn't anymore, if I could still survive, get through challenging times and thrive, then I can do that today. I can do that with another challenging situation, because often endurance is not so much about what you can actually endure, it's more a mindset. Just as, for example, you would think the body can't endure running an ultra marathon, running like 200 kilometers consecutively or 120 miles in one go. There are people who are able to do that, and not because they're just physically strong, but because their mind, their mental space allows them to do things that seem impossible. So my beautiful Pisces babies, I am excited for you to adopt this nothing's impossible kind of mindset for the month of August. And I'm so thankful that we got to spend this divine time and space with one another. Don't forget to check out my crystal rings, jewelry, in general, as well as my decks. They're all linked below in the description box. And if you would like your deck personally signed, just leave it in your order note if you've got a deck in your cart. And I will make sure to sign it and to write any little dedication that you leave in your order note for you on your product as well. So all of my gorgeous Pisces, thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. I'm sending you so much love and unlimited hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings.